RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, Billerica, Massachusetts, home to top 10 list of everything and anything, great personality profiles, and weekly NFL predictions. You stay tuned to RVBN, the only video blog that matters on social media. Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Friday, September 23rd, 2016, around 5:10 in the afternoon, Billerica, Massachusetts. Sunny out today, still summer-like temperatures, but tomorrow the bottom falls out and we go to fall. It's fall right now, but it feels like summer. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. Comcast is on the verge of buying the 24% of the Philadelphia Flyers from the estate of the late owner, Ed Schneider, who also founded the Flyers, so Comcast will own 100% of the Flyers and the Wells Fargo Arena. FXX is going to have a marathon of showing every Simpsons episode that's going to beginning on Thanksgiving at noontime. And this is to commemorate the 600th episode of The Simpsons. And also, the St. Louis Blues re-signed forward Alex Steen to a 4-year contract extension worth $23 million. Miami Heat's star player Chris Bosh career in jeopardy because he flunked his physical. He's still dealing with blood clot issues in his legs, and I have a feeling that Chris Bosh is going to be forced to retire. And speaking about retirements, the big ticket, Kevin Garnett, is going to retire from the NBA after 21 seasons. He played for the Timberwolves, Celtics, and Nets before coming back to the Timberwolves, and he is going to probably stick around with the Timberwolves in a consulting role or something, as number 21 is going to be hanging from the rafters at the Target Center and first ballot Hall of Famer in 2020. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a minute. Do you want to advertise or promote your business on the RVBN Newswire? You can send me private messages and plug your business. It's free of charge. And just tell them Rich sent you. That's it. My second video blog subject of the day is about my wish list for things that were on television that are presumably lost, but I would love to see them discovered again so they could show these broadcasts in its entirety. From when first television was formed back in the 1940s to approximately 1980, most TV shows that were not in prime time were destroyed. They were called wiping. Late night programming, daytime programming, including game shows, and sporting events were wiped out by the networks ABC, NBC, CBS, and the old Dumont Network. The old Dumont Network's archive is destroyed because back in the late 1970s, another media company, presumably Metro Media, purged all what was remaining in the Dumont Network. They purged it, threw it out in the East River in Hudson, in East River in New York City, which throwing stuff into the river is illegal, but it probably wasn't illegal back then. and other news programmings were like wiped out. The reason why they were wiped out because videotape back in those days to save a show was very expensive, and many of the producers and the networks thought these shows would not be nobody would have interest in seeing them again, and they did not have foresight with looking into the future of like cable networks and digital over-the-air television networks. So a lot of stuff was presumably destroyed. Like some of the stuff that's destroyed for good is the first 10 years of The Tonight Show, hosted by Johnny Carson. There's only a handful of episodes remain from that, plus a lot of daytime game shows and a lot of great sporting events. And also, some things that are presumed to be wiped out is some great professional wrestling matches. But recently, a few were discovered by WWE, like the last battle of Atlanta between Tommy Wildfire Rich and Buzz Sawyer. So there's hope for more great stuff to be shown for like professional wrestling. But I have a wish list that is for stuff that is presumably lost, but somehow it gets uncovered by a warehouse or sometimes hiding in somebody's basement. This is like the wish list of stuff that I would love to see somehow recovered and be shown again on television. The thing that I wish the most that would be recovered is the 1954 World Series with that catch in Game 1 between the Indians and Giants with Willie Mays. Wish that game is somehow found and intact and I could show it on MLB Network. Another thing I wish that would be discovered again, presumably lost, is the first 5 seasons of the $10,000/$20,000 pyramid that ran on CBS and ABC, hosted by Dick Clark. There's only a handful of episodes that will survive from the CBS one when they taped it at Television City in New York, and the $10,000/$20,000 pyramid was taped in New York, but it was wiped out into 1978. Hopefully, somehow it's found and they could re-show it again on GSN or Buzzer. Another thing that I would wish it would be rediscovered or somehow found is several Game 7 of the 1969 NBA championship between the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. Only the fourth quarter survived from the tape, but hopefully somewhere dug in ABC's ESPN votes as a complete game, and that should be restored and shown on like a release of a DVD of Celtics great games. Another thing that I would love to see somehow discovered is the entire version, the entire 1960s version of Match Game, which was on NBC. But only a handful of episodes remain, and NBC is known to like wiped out a lot of stuff. But who knows? Maybe somebody saved some of the master tapes, and they could be hiding somewhere. You never know. Another thing that I would love to be seen, the 1974 and 1976 NBA Finals with the Boston Celtics, all 7 games for 1974, and like all 6 games of 1976, but only a handful of of games have been saved from those series, but it would be a treat to save all, somehow these be found. And also, another thing that I would love to see somehow rediscovered again is Game 4 of the 1970 Stanley Cup Finals between the Boston Bruins and the St. Louis Blues. Only like the overtime game, the overtime period was presumably saved. The rest could be destroyed, but you don't know that because it could be somewhere in the CBS vaults in New York and stuff like that. So there is hope that a lot of stuff back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s somehow was saved, or like somebody could have made extra copies. You just don't know about this these days. There's still hope, and I'm wishing one of these days all of this stuff is somehow found in the vaults of the networks, or maybe a warehouse somewhere in who knows where. I'm not giving up hope on this. And that's about it on that. I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night, which will be my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is former Major League Baseball pitcher Bobby Ojeda. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Better guy. Molly Roseblood, WCCO accent, has nice legs. Elizabeth Hot, so stunning. She's the best. Amy Squeezy's awesome Amy. And Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 is a rocking cougar. Got the nicest legs in New York City. And Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent. Have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. See you tonight.